Hello, everyone. This is Jennifer Sanchez. You are watching the Wise Morning Coffee Chat Show. We're super excited this morning to be on. Let me make sure this is like super exciting. We have music going, so let me put that volume down for everyone. But hey, viewers, so we are doing our live show, and I have this beautiful laptop here in front of me so I could see comments. So who am I? My name is Jennifer Sanchez, right? You are watching the Wise Morning Coffee Chat Show. So this is a show that where we like to highlight entrepreneurs, we like to highlight businesses. And who am I? So I'm the founder of the Women's Institute of Self-Development and Efficacy, WISE for short, also the WISE Alliance Network. Also, we have a running community, which is a 501c3, as well as I'm a real estate investor. So if anyone's looking to sell their home and they want cash for their property, I can close in 30 days, no inspection, no survey, buy as is. So make sure that you guys reach out to me if you're interested in doing that. And of course, I'm a mom of three beautiful girls, single, ready to mingle. I'm just joking. No. But that's who I am. I will pass it over to my co-host.
Good morning, Wise community. My name is Kimberly Montesinos. I am the owner of Crystal Clear Cleaning. We are in the northwest suburbs. We service residential and small commercial properties. I also am a rep for Melaleuca, which is a online natural, non-toxic store that can deliver those products to your home. And I love educating people on how they can change brands to have a better environment and topical things, cleaning, whatever you need. I also have two adult children, Christian and Carla. And I also received my coaching certification during the summer. So I'm, as I've said to Jennifer, still like trying to figure out my niche for that. So that's me in a nutshell. And I'm excited today because this is our 150th coffee chat.
150th episode.
Wow.
So we started this show, you guys, during COVID. Right? It was just kind of like let's just get women together and chat away. And because first, when I started, the community was mainly focused on highlighting female entrepreneurs. I was super sexist. No, I'm just like, I will not. I was like, no, I don't want the men. You know, they get enough attention. But as I've evolved as an entrepreneur, that's when I realized, hey, man, we need to partner with men. We need to create alliances with men. We need to know how to network and do business with men. So that's where all of that evolved. So now I want to highlight all entrepreneurs and anyone that's in business that might need help. So let's pass it over to our guest. The owner is, she's running a little late. It's okay, we'll give her grace because she's a lady and she's a mom, and we know how it goes. And they have an event that they're going to put together here in this beautiful space. But I'll pass it over to the manager. So go for it. Introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. My name is Esme Lorenzo. I'm the project manager of Food Hero. So, who's Food Hero? So, Food Hero, we are an organization here located in Little Village, right 2 blocks west of Ketsy. So, we really support individuals in the culinary industry, whether it's opening up your own business, starting up your career, or just in nutrition overall. We're here to help you guys.
That is awesome. Yeah, you got to put it to your. We're not used to this setup, guys, because usually it's at home and we're in front of our computer, and now we're still trying to figure out the kinks of how this works. But tell us. I know you shared a little bit. So Esmeralda, share a little bit as to why Food Hero. How did all of this? And we'll go into I just want to share a little bit more about Food Hero, and then we'll go into coffee time. Okay. So tell us a little bit about Food Hero. Why are you here? How about that?
Yeah. So a lot of us may have experienced that our Latino community is driven by food, right? I think we all have the best food, personal opinion, but we are okay. But let's say in the professional culinary world, the sous chef, the executive chef is never Latino, right? And the best line cooks are always Latinos. And what's stopping them from becoming a sous chef, right? It's having those certifications, it's having their name on paper saying they're training the culinary fundamentals. So our co-founder, Javier Haro, and his wife, Rosie Haro, started this organization to train individuals in the culinary fundamentals. It's a 16-week program. They learn all about culinary arts, knife skills, stocks, French techniques, mise en place, and kitchen terms, right? So now our certification has helped individuals, especially Latino individuals, get higher positions, and with higher positions is better pay, right? Yep. So that's one of our programs, and then we have other programs to talk about.
No, that's a lot going on. So if you guys are watching, don't be shy. We're excited. I'm drinking this amazing coffee, so I'm excited to even just talk about the coffee that they have here. So let's go into our favorite part of the show, which is the coffee time segment, right? And I know when the owner comes in, we'll bring her on and she could chime in with us. But right, coffee time. What are we drinking? Like, I don't even know. I'm just putting.
This is amazing.
I'm
what
putting
what we're
something in
drinking.
my mouth, and I don't even know what this is. I'm pretty sure it's café. It's café de olla, right?
Yes.
What are you drinking, Kim?
The same. So normally I drink my coffee, my mushroom coffee with my oat milk. Well, I'm going totally opposite today with café de la olla, and it is delicious. So I have real cream in here, real sugar.
Yeah,
It's delicious. It's yeah, I can already feel the effects. Like, hold on. Go ahead.
So here at Food Hero, we have a cafe upstairs called 26th Street Cafe, and we source all of our pastries, coffee from small entrepreneurs. We actually source our coffee from Mexico, from I think it's Puebla, but I may be wrong. I always forget the name of the state, but so it's sourced from Mexico. It's called Aruguetas Coffee, and it's honestly one of the best coffees we've seen in Chicago. We're the only ones in Chicago that carry his coffee.
Oh.
We also have our café de olla. It's very traditional in our Latino community, right? It's sweetened with piloncillo. It's not sweetened with cane sugar, but it has molasses in it. It has cinnamon and
Very
other
tasty.
spices. Yeah, very very traditional.
This is what I'm drinking, right?
Right.
Like super. Like I can taste the. How do we say it again? Piloncillo. Piloncillo. I use it, guys, when I cook. I don't know how to say it. like I know, like if I do like arroz con leche, right?
Then
You
put
use
in
that
there.
in there.
Yes.
I see Rosario. She's like, yeah, that's how we
Yes,
make that. You should bring that on your show, Rosario. Right?
Right,
Let's make
right.
arroz con leche.
Yes. That's one of
Yes.
my daughter's favorite desserts.
So you are
Mhm.
drinking tea. So why are you drinking tea and not coffee?
Because we have a crazy graduation today, and we have I have a dentist appointment, and then I have my brother's graduation later on, so I gotta keep calm.
Keep calm.
Yes.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
So there you got. So tell us a little bit. I don't know if we have a menu, but what are the type of coffees that are here? What are the type of coffees that you sell? So for those that are watching and those that know me, we love to talk about coffee.
We do.
And I think the reason why we do that is because we know how entrepreneurs always get, or business people always get.
Yeah.
Like, let's go get a cup of coffee, right?
Right.
That's where the whole thing started. We couldn't gather face to face, so let's talk about coffee in person. Let's talk about coffee virtually. And now it's like, okay, let's try to go visit coffee shops and see how this works, right? So what are the type of coffees that you have that you sell here? Tell us a little bit about the different ones.
So we do espresso based coffee, so like cappuccinos, very romantic, a latte, an outlet, flat white, cafe de olla, regular house coffee. You guys are always more than welcome to stop in our cafe if you guys are in the community. We also have a community printer that is open to anybody who wants to work here. A lot of our clients are actually here for meetings or to do some work. We even have a community board where people are more than welcome to place their business card there or any information, their resume. This cafe was built for the community to engage with one another and to build one another, to collaborate with one another.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, so
it's very different.
So it's not just
Yeah.
a coffee shop. You
Right.
guys are trying to be like a community resource center for the area of Little Village and 26th
Wow.
Street. That's really nice.
That is.
I really love that. So,
too.
we're going to take a quick break, you guys, and we'll talk more about the coffee and all that good stuff when All right, you guys, we are back and we have the owner here of Food Hero, and she looks so super, super cute. So, with her belly and all. So, let's go straight into having a conversation with you. So, if you guys are just chiming in, we were just talking about, her pregnancy and she's pregnant and tired and feet swollen, right? Like something that all women and moms deal with. But I wanted to have her share the vision for Food Hero and why is she doing what she is doing here.
So I'm Rosie Harrell, and so my husband started this in 2014. I joined in little after 2015, so like 2016. And his main thing was that he was a restaurant owner. So he had a restaurant back in the day. He had it for about like 4 years, and he had to let it go. Like it went down. And he didn't know that you have to wear so many hats to be a business owner. And a lot of people invest everything in a business, but don't know what it all involves, right? You put all your money in one thing, but you don't have customers. You don't have clients, so you don't know if it's going to work or not. So after his business, he had to close it down. He decided that he wanted to help entrepreneurs and food business owners and guide them, like let them know the steps and let them know that not only are you the owner, but you have to wear every hat and know everything about the business. And then, particularly in the Latino community, a lot of people are afraid to ask questions or they don't know like all the help that's out there. So that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to start helping people and seeing them succeed in their businesses because a lot of places they open and then they shut down. They're short lived because of that. So he started doing like entrepreneurship classes. Then he started like, oh well, let's do a culinary school. So he also has a business partner, and this is when I came in. About the time I came in, and he started a culinary school, Food Hero, and it's the first Latino-led culinary school. So we are bilingual. Where most schools they're not bilingual, and he wanted to give them Latino community or minorities, right? Because it could be Black and brown communities, the opportunity to have a career, go to school, get certifications, get licenses, and have the opportunity to do it in a short amount of time, not 4 years in the university, but you get the same certifications you would at a university. We are backed by the Illinois Restaurant Association. So we are accredited and also not for the pay. So we are grant based, where if you qualify, which it's being low income, getting assistance from the state, you would qualify, and it would cover your school. So it's like going to school for free in your language and getting the certifications you would get at a university, but just not at the time or the cost. From there, it grew. We were able to help a lot of people. We also helped them, since he has the entrepreneur background, he's been able to help a lot of organizations or local businesses start their own businesses, get their licensings. And right now we have an incubator program. So there's like so much to Food Hero. We have an incubator program where we're taking in local entrepreneurs, helping them through from the beginning to the end, like the full process as far as getting your licenses, training you, doing workshops to help you know, like where can you get business loans, capital. We are doing CPG, which is there's so many people that have products, like they want to get out into the community, out into the world, and but they don't know where to start. Like, how do I get my brand on there? How do I get my nutritional label? How do I put it in the packaging? So we partnered with Purdue University, which is huge.
Yes, it
and they just did a field trip last week, I believe. And they went out to Purdue University. They went through the whole process and showed them. So actually, we have a little grocery store downstairs, which is
I saw
Cocina
that.
Extiendita, and we're showcasing and we're selling some of their products.
Wow.
So we're giving them the
Wow.
opportunity firsthand to sell their product if they don't have it out in the store,
Okay.
and then we're helping them with the process to get it out into the stores.
Wow.
So I mean, there's just so much.
there is a lot.
So
There's a
I'm
lot.
gonna bring Rosario here in a little bit, but she's like no. She gonna do her makeup. But while we're talking, actually, I don't know if you know this, Rosie, and probably Kim doesn't. Kim doesn't know, right? I've known Kim. How many years have I known you, Kim?
Oh wow. At least
Since
10.
2018?
Yeah, 7 to 10. Yeah.
Okay, so I've known you for a minute. Okay, so Rosie, I met your hubby in the nonprofit world when he lost that job.
Oh wow.
I used to work for a Latino organization on 39th and Damon, and I would do career services and financial literacy there. And he came in and he was like, I just need help with my resume. I need you guys
Wow.
to send me some leads. Where can I go apply? And I remember like, okay, like helping him with this resume. I don't know if he ever told you, because I know, yeah, National Latino. Yeah, I was there. So I remember he comes in, and then I remember like, well, all I got right now, I told your hubby, like, all I got is McDonald's is hiring. You know, we had a very strong partnership with corporate McDonald's at that time. And corporate pays really well. Like when you see franchise McDonald's, no. But like corporate, I think like if you were like a manager for a corporate McDonald's, you were making like 60, 70K. You had like a brand new car. You had great benefits,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
Compared to like working for a franchise, it was different. So I was like, do you want to do this? And he's like, well, I don't know if you remember. He's like, I'll do an interview. I don't mind trying Hamburger University, right? I was like, whatever, let's try it. But I do remember him talking about this dream. That's why I was so excited to come
Wow.
here, because I remember when he was just sharing, like, yeah, I want to do this. I want to have like a culinary school. And I thought, yeah, oh my God, girlfriend, dear bacon. Yeah, and I would remember hearing the passion. You know, when you meet an entrepreneur, I don't know whoever's watching, like, and you can hear the passion when they're
Mhm.
talking
Yes, I
about their
do.
dream, and it gets you excited, and you don't even know nothing about culinary. Like I had no, like, you know, they sell me the dream because they're so for
Right.
it.
Right.
So I was like, okay, well, I'll do my best, you know, and send him leads. And then years later, when I ran across you guys again, I was kind of aware of this location, but I wasn't aware like who actually was running the location, right? Until we met at the investment community, me and you, because you guys are also real estate investors. And then I was like, oh, Javier. And that's when I met you about a year or two ago. Yeah, how many years has it been? Like 2 years now, almost. And I was like, oh, hi, talking. And then you guys were telling me about the culinary school. And I was like, oh my God, you were actually doing what you said you were doing, you know, like
Wow.
what you wanted. So that's like 10 years ago, right?
His business he had, well, before that, so he had like 15 years probably. 'Cause
It hasn't been
he had his
dang.
business
I'm old.
before that.
I'm like, dang. 15 years ago. Whoa.
Yeah, so it's been a while. So
Yeah.
he is very passionate. Like
Oh,
this
yeah.
is his thing.
And I love the fact that you guys are believers as well. I love the fact that you guys are doing things for the community. It's amazing to me. So that's why I was like, I want to do I want to interview you guys and bring you on the show first so that people know what you guys are doing for the community. But yeah, I wanted to share that with Kim because I didn't think Kim knew that I have history with these people here, right? And to taste like your drinks and sit here, it's like, wow. It's pretty cool. Like it really is. It really is. And you guys accept CDBG, right?
Yeah.
So for those that don't know, like when people go on unemployment, you can get money from the state to help you get more education, especially like
you would qualify under that because it's a help
correct.
from the state.
Correct. So we used to accept when I worked in the nonprofit CDBG for like our medical program and our business program at that time over there. So the fact that you guys accept that, so someone who loses a job can come here
And get training.
And I've sent you, I hope that worked out. I know I've sent her a couple of people, already. So I'm hoping that take advantage of the free resources, man.
Now that I know exactly what, because when I met Esmeralda, the first thing that attracted me was, what's the hero program, right? And I agree with Jennifer. I have a close friend who just accomplished her dream, and it was 4 years ago that I was sitting at the table with her and her husband, and they were talking about their dream, and then it came true, and then they're already in their second, establishment. So I understand sharing that with, like, sitting with somebody and then all of a sudden it happens, like what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I think that's beautiful. But I love that you're giving back to the community. I mean, you're not just having a restaurant and being profitable, you're helping people. One thing Esmeralda said this morning is when you go to restaurants, a lot of the restaurant in the back of the house is Latino. But once you get your certification, you can advance to sous chef and you can start making more money and you can start really progressing. So hats off to you for doing that for the community.
Yes.
I love it.
I love that. And for those that are watching, whether you're watching live or the replay, make sure that you guys ask questions and engage, right? But I definitely want to know more, like, so what is the next steps for 26th Street Cafe? Like so what's the vision, right? You have all these things, you're helping the community, you have a cafe, you rent out the space. Anyone wants to use the space. This is a beautiful space, by the way, you guys. Gorgeous space.
Thank you.
What are the next, what's up for
There's so much.
She's
we need
like,
a
you don't
whole
even
nother
know.
show.
We need no, try to share as much as you can. Like, here, give us the inside scoop.
So we have Cocina RX too. So Cocina RX started at the height of the pandemic.
Okay.
So this was just like, it just happened. So, we had the culinary school. We had, people we were helping out, chefs. And pandemic hits. And it's just like, what's going to happen to all these food businesses?
Oh, yeah.
We're on 26th Street. The majority of the businesses are food businesses.
Yes.
So a lot of them, they had to shut down. Some people even lived in their businesses. So it's like, how can you continue? If you can't work, you can't make money, where do you go from here? So a lot of people had to shut down. Javier, my husband, he actually was helping out the businesses, going business to business and helping them. There was a grant going on during that time for small businesses and letting them know, like, this grant, I think it was only for $3,000, but still that was like your rent for the month, or something.
Yeah.
And then he started telling them, like, you need to innovate, like, because a lot of them were kind of like old school and these are businesses that have been there for years. So he was like, how about you try Uber Eats or delivery services? So he was like getting this grant for them and they were like updating for like delivery services to at least, sustain them and keep them running. So then we were like, well, how can we help? Like, we want to help the community more. So he got together with chefs that actually weren't working at the time or got laid off due to the pandemic. And they're like, how about we make nutritional meals? Because, people are hungry. The businesses, they can't support their families right now. They don't have money. There's nothing. A lot of the business owners or even just community members are illegal, right? They're immigrants. So they don't get help from the state. So how do you provide? So the chefs got together and they're like, well, let's do these nutritional meals. And we started off with, I remember, 600 meals, like out of pocket, right? And we out of our own pocket, we started like passing them out to the community. In a couple of months, that grew to 28,000 meals. So we were like then able to send the...
Yeah, we could totally hear that, Kim.
Like somebody's phone's ringing.
Thank God we have audience members here. I swore I said turn off your phone. It's brain fart. Yeah, she's not used to this. It's a new thing. It is what it is. That's funny.
No problem.
She was like, "Can you hear that?"
Loud and
I'm
clear.
like, "Yeah, we can all hear that." That's funny.
So okay, it grew to like 28,000 meals in a couple of months. So then we were able to get a grant to help us. So that blew up. Like
Wow.
we were actually giving meals by the hundreds to different organizations all in different like low income
Wow.
communities, and they would come, like each organization, like they would come pick up 150 meals here, there, and we
What?
were sending them everywhere. So even if it was just that one meal a family got, but
Yeah.
it was like it was good for
Wow.
them.
Are you guys a 501c3?
We're not, but we just applied for it, so we will be in a short amount of time.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, because so much more access
yeah.
when you have that letter.
Yeah.
That letter makes a big difference.
It does. It does. So we did apply, so we should be getting that shortly.
And I guess my next question for you is because so like it is inflation, right? Like the prices of food is going up, right? And I know how is there's so many questions I have right now, but like you know, you guys have like a grocery store downstairs too, right?
Right.
Like I see like produce
So-
down there.
So that's La Tiendita. So that was what came out of Cocina RX, that we were like, you know what? Our community, like our culture, right? We're raised to cook like good big meals, but a lot of people don't know how to cook healthy meals.
Yeah, we sure don't.
And it's just like, you know, I love my carnitas, pozole every weekend, you know. But a
All
lot
that
of people,
food.
it's like, how can you make that healthy and still good, your sazon and flavor? So we decided to open La Tiendita, which is all we get our produce from like local farmers or urban growers, and that's also to help the community because they're
Wow.
local farms. And we get different items that we can
Wow.
show community members, like, you know what, you could still make your pozole, but use this ingredient, or you know, or make certain things where you're gonna switch it off, like
Yeah.
ceviche, like make it out of cauliflower, but you get the same flavor. You
Yeah.
wouldn't even know the difference.
Yeah.
And this is what people needed during the pandemic, because our culture, our, you know, our people, we had the highest numbers of chronic illnesses,
We
like
sure do.
diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, but it's due to eating.
Yep.
So then with that, we started a program of Cocina RX called our Medically Tailored Meals Program.
Wow.
And so we did a pilot. We're actually on our second pilot now. So if people want to enroll, this is the time. It's a free program.
Get in it. Get into this
yes,
program.
we could share the flyer.
Yeah.
So it's a free program. Our first pilot was 8 weeks, and we provided them meals for 6 weeks, because then we weaned them off, trying to get them to learn how to cook their own meals. And we have a dietitian and a physician on board.
Wow.
So they would get a free consultation with the dietitian, where she would kind of see where their health is at and guide them. And I did the program, and in those 8 weeks, I lost like 12 pounds.
What?
And it was just changing the way that you eat.
And that makes a big difference. I mean,
Huge.
yes. And I think like Latinos, we love our food. And I think culturally, food, we revolve our lives around food. Like we commune around food. Our family events are always about the food. Like,
yeah.
what's the first thing that you worry about when you're throwing a party?
Yeah, the food.
You know, we're worried about the food, like the drinks, like how, you know, and then like I know, like I've said this, like I love to congregate or gather in my kitchen. Like the most important space in my home is the kitchen, right?
Yeah.
Like everything else could look like a hot mess, but I just want my kitchen to be
Yeah.
nice, you know, like, but it makes sense because we love food, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just amazed at this. So what we're gonna do real quick, because I know we're having too much fun right now, we're gonna take a real quick break because I want to make sure I highlight an audience member that's here. So we'll be right back. So
And I love what Esmeralda. I'm sorry.
we
I
are
love what
back.
Esmeralda-
Let's bring the conversation. They're having
we're
a
having the
whole
show.
show offline, and no one's listening to the conversation. So I'm like, let's
Okay,
bring it back. Let's bring it back. So Kim was saying some great points. So we're back. If you guys are just tuning in, you're watching the Wise Morning Coffee Chat show. We are interviewing Rosie Heidel. Hado. Okay, I was like, I always Hado, right? And then of course we brought an audience member, Rosario. She's my girl here with us. So we'll be talking about her in a little bit and let her promote herself. And she got a cooking show.
Yeah.
She got a cooking show. Yeah. So maybe something you guys can like do something, you know? Yeah. So, Kim, you were saying some things about, what your thoughts on the interview. If you guys are just tuning in, she's sharing like why they started Food Hero, why they're doing 26th Street Cafe, Cocina RX, right? So we went through it, and then she's a mom of soon to be three, married, busy, 26th Street, full time. You got a full time job too? Oh, heck no. Oh, heck, for real? Oh my gosh. So she's super busy.
Oh my goodness.
But the one thing I want to make sure the audience knows, did you know that 26th, I'm sure you know, but I don't know if they know, 26th Street is the second most grossed income producing street besides Michigan Avenue.
No.
We're the second.
Wow.
No, not we. I'm like we, like I work here, right?
You can have confidence.
Go.
Wow, that's amazing. So what I was saying is that it's really important, and I love what you're doing. There's so many beautiful things that I love, but one in particular, or two, is the first one was, as I mentioned, Esmeralda said that your certification program allows the back end of the people who, when you go to most of these high-end restaurants and you're eating this fantastic, fabulous food, is being cooked by Latino chefs, right? Wow. And with your program, now they can advance not only to have their certifications, but in order to make more money and progress individually. But the other part that we were just talking about behind the scenes is that you're educating the community on nutrition, and everyone culturally across the board, food is like something you share, it's love, but it's not always healthy. And I know that in the Latino and also in the Black community, it's very not healthy, a lot of the food that we eat, right? So I love that you're giving back to educate, that you can still have wonderful flavored food, because a lot of times you eat something healthy, it's like, it doesn't have any flavor. So nobody wants to eat and not enjoy their food, because that's part of gathering, is enjoying the food, the conversation, coming together. So I was just very touched and just really amazed that you're bringing that nutrition portion to the community, because disease is part of the community. It's because of what we're eating. So, hats off to you again. That's amazing. Amazing. Yes.
And I'm going to keep it real. I'm a super picky eater. And for me to change from eating my regular food, what my grandma, my mom made, to healthy was a struggle.
Sure.
But since we were making food that was like, we had green pozole, my mouth waters, like, I'm pregnant.
Me too.
So, but
I haven't eaten yet either.
Yeah. And like, to be honest, like mushrooms, I was like, oh, I can't do this. But we had this green pozole that was mushrooms. It wasn't the hominy. It was... And you would think it was the same thing.
No.
Same thing.
Wait. It looks like hominy?
Well, they cut it little pieces, but it tasted just like your green pozole. Ceviche. Like,
oh God,
I'm not even a big fish eater either, but they made like this cauliflower ceviche. And it tastes just like
I'm
ceviche.
I'm like you guys. I haven't eaten, so I'm like, I want to taste it. I want to taste it.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
You guys have to stop by and eat sometime.
We will.
But we had like zucchini enchiladas. It was just like bomb food, like keeping it real, right? But at the cafe we have chilaquiles and other things you guys could try out. But you know what? As you're talking about, community and how we gather with food.
Yes.
So what we're doing with the program is we do a meal prep session with the members that are the participants, where everyone does a different meal, and then you can switch off, right? So you get your 7 meals. You get your 7 meals, but you're not cooking. You're cooking one thing, but then you're trading off with everybody. So and you have
Oh, wow.
music, you're
Mhm.
with everybody. So it's fun and people need that.
Yes.
So
It's funny. The reason why I got excited is because we were talking about that. Some women in the group, like, we should have like a meal prepping
Yes.
event.
Yes.
The fact that they're already doing it, we
We
don't
should
even
just
need
come
a. We
here.
should just
Mhm.
come
Yeah,
here
we can just come
because,
here.
like, one of the biggest things that, and because of me and nutrition and lifting and running, nutrition's become like a big part. And
Mhm.
then plus, I've lost all this weight from being more mindful of what I'm putting in my body. And I know that, like, the meal prepping is the one thing.
It is.
That's the one.
I
You know,
agree. I agree.
I have ADHD too, like, so it's like me sitting there for full amount of hours and making something all day. It's like I could find 50 other things that will be more fruit producing. you know you, I was on your show. What, pass the mic to this girl because because I was on her show. She has a cooking show, and even that was a struggle for me because I was on it for like an hour. What were an hour and a half, 2 hours? I was like, I can't believe I'm in front of this camera
But
cooking for 3 hours right now.
but she did great.
So tell us a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, so my name is Rosario Sanchez. I'm a mom of one. I have a daughter, she's 13. And I'm a real estate broker. I'm an entrepreneur, an investor as well. And I'm a huge foodie. Like, I love food. So when you work, like, this is well, how they call it, my mero mole.
yeah, yeah.
This is my thing, food. I have my cooking show, Real Estate con Sabor, which I'm trying to be more consistent, go live at least once a week on Thursdays at anywhere from like 10 to 11 a.m. But it's a whole meal that we cook live on Facebook. So it takes 2 to 3 hours to make.
Authentic, like straight from the rancho type, we're like grinding the corn. No, just like we were grinding corn.
You are gonna grind next
Oh,
time.
heck no.
No, but no. Were you with the molcajete? No, it was yeah. It was. I think it was Nancy. Yeah, but we throw it down with the molcajete and everything and the spices and stuff. So I love it. I've always told John, when she's like, oh, it's a love language, food to cook.
It is. It is.
It's an act of service. So for me, it's how I express my love, to my daughter, to the boot thing, like it's yeah. That's how I
Yeah.
express with my family and stuff. So they were very, like you said, coming from a Mexican family, right, household. They were always bastos, right? Like my mom was like, mija, tiene que sobrar. She's like, I don't like andar batallando, like, oh, there's not enough food. So she would always make a lot of food.
Yeah.
She's like, más vale que sobre que
Que
falte. Yeah.
falte.
So
Yeah.
now that it's just my daughter and I, it's a little hard to measure the food so that it's
Because
for
you're
two
used
people.
to like in big.
Yeah, but now that's like my meal prep in a way, which it's not good because it's not healthy. But that's my meal, the way that I meal prep. Like I'll make a lot and it'll last me for like 2 or 3 days.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, you could do some classes here, learn how to do healthy
yes.
eating.
That
healthy
would be
cooking.
nice. It will have a realistic con sabor
Yeah, there you go. There you
segment here,
go.
right?
Yeah,
And those
anytime.
that watch our show, Kim is gonna be coming this Thursday, so we're gonna be cooking, throwing it down in the kitchen with
Nice.
Kim. Mhm.
I love it. I love it.
So, I mean, this is amazing that we're talking about cooking, we're talking about eating. You guys are making me hungry. What's your favorite dish, or what's the main thing that you guys like serving here? Like, what is it that you guys are known for here? Like, as far as like, man, I gotta go here for like this, or I gotta go for this coffee. Like, this is a spot for this. Just let the viewers know.
So, well, the cafe is fairly new. We're a couple months in. Yeah. Yeah, it's very new. So we're trying different. We're actually redoing the whole menu. But we did start off with like chilaquiles. We had loaded tamales, which is not your healthiest, right? But it's very good. Yeah, so they had like the sour cream on top, cheese, salsa, kind of like the chilaquiles, but tamale version. We have Yeah. We have bagels, like an everything bagel sandwich. That's delicious. That's one of my favorites. And some of the drinks. Oh, the conchas. So that's funny that we.
No, but
I did.
Yeah.
if you just talk about the ingredients, like what's in them, it's like
Yeah.
wow.
And she's a local entrepreneur that we buy them from her. So she started, we actually met her at El Mercadito de Colores.
Guys, when Jen was trying to get me here, I had concha crumbs all over my face, so I had to go to the
She had
back.
to go freshen up. And
Yeah, because then
I was just
nah.
kind of like, come on. And she was like, no, my face. I was like, okay.
But let me tell you, when you bite into that concha, it's like,
That's fine.
You can have it. You can have it. Yeah. So I think that's it. We just try to make everything fresh. Have the chefs, cook beforehand. Our desserts. And my favorite drink is the salted caramel iced coffee. That one, and there's like a Harry Potter drink. It's like a butter brew, something.
Harry Potter.
Yeah, so it's a butter brew. So there's like a Harry Potter drink. It's like a butter brew beer drink or something. But they made the coffee version of it. It's delicious. So you guys have to try that one.
She just said beer, and me and Kim's eyes both like beer. It's not alcoholic, Kim. It doesn't have beer, But it's Harry Potter. I know for the Harry Potter fans. I don't know who loves. I'm not a Harry Potter fan. I mean, wait, I'll take that back. I never got into it. I got more into Lord of the Rings. That's more my. But I still don't have the time to dedicate to rewatching those things anymore. So this is great. I love. So you guys that are watching, Rosie is here, her husband, they run this. They have so many programs you guys can take advantage of. The culinary school, the meal prepping pilot program, the incubator program, the cafe. There's a
sign me up.
I know. You guys can come here and work. Oh, you could rent this beautiful space. Yes. What else? You have a resource center almost, like people can come and work and print. You have a printer, like if people wanted to come and work, especially for those that like to work remote, this is a beautiful space to work remote. You guys have like a grocery store downstairs. And what are you not doing, right? Like, I feel like I just said like 20 things right now. Yeah. And that's a sign. And she works full time. That's a sign of. Look, we have Liza. She jumped on. She put what? And she put me. So this is the spot where y'all can, come. Yeah, she has them. Liza's the one that was talking about meal prepping, and they do meal prepping here already. So we need to just come here and do an event here and meal prep with them. Just bring all the women here,
I'm really down with that. Yes.
Yeah, let's have a meal prepping event, guys, here because I'm lazy. No, I'm just like, no, I'm not lazy. But that's a sign of a true entrepreneur, though. Entrepreneurs just find something. We don't stop. I'm pretty sure you have a million projects. I have a million projects. Rosario has a million projects, and then I'm like, why do I do this to myself? Is this my trauma? Am I running away from something right now, right? But no, it's just naturally how we operate, right? So what's the most rewarding thing that has happened for both of you? Rosie could go first, and then like as an entrepreneur, what do you love the most about being an entrepreneur?
There's so many things. I guess because we work with people and help people daily. Just their success stories or seeing, today we have a graduation, seeing them meet that goal. A lot of these people that are graduating are low income who probably thought they never had the opportunity, there's it's the hormones. They've been off whack. I'm like, this baby got me. But no, it's just, and hearing them and just seeing them like, move up. We've had people that like were just cooks in a kitchen or dishwashers, but they did the program, got their certifications. Now they're making over minimum wage. they're able to like help their family more, find their own place. We actually have even a new arrivals, just culinary program for them. And, you know, just seeing their stories, listening to them has been like, wow, like life changing. So I think for me, it's a reward in itself, just helping people every day, seeing them succeed and knowing that we had a little, you know, I'm like, a little part in there. If you think I'm a crybaby, my husband's worse, and he's not even pregnant.
Don't they say like when you're pregnant? Well, yeah, you know, they get the effects too. Like the men are nauseous and stuff like that, right?
Before that,
He was already.
already a crybaby. I'm just like, oh. But no, I mean, this is his dream too, you know. So I'm more like, he was more the entrepreneurship side. I think the role that I play is more. I'm in social services, so my thing is more people. I love people. I love to help people. So I think we complement each other, and it's worked out. So
Let me just say, they always say, there's this old saying, I don't believe in it anymore, but I'll rephrase that. Like, you want to marry your opposite. And then as I got older, it's not that you want to marry your opposite. You want to marry the opposite of, like, that you, when you come together, you complement each other.
Yeah.
So your
Yeah.
differences, like if someone's too opposite, I don't believe in that. But if your opposite complements you, that's where it makes it so successful.
Yeah.
Oh my, yes, that's like
Yeah.
that's an amazing match, right? So my if she's watching, my assistant is like that. So she is the back of the house. She's
Mhm.
running my business right now
Like,
for
she
me.
got you.
She's
Like,
got me.
yeah.
And so for me, I love doing this. I love meeting people. I love interacting. I love doing that. And she's like, you go do that. I want to do this. So we are
Yeah.
a great match, you know. So, you know, again,
It
kudos to-
works. It works.
Yeah, I agree, right? You don't compete, you complete one another, you know. And I think it's really good in the case of you and your hubby, right? Like you guys have still very similar visions. And I think that's what's critical about relationships. Like when you want to have a power couple, or like, you know, I'm manifesting that, right? But you know, like when you right, claim it, right? Lay hands on me. But right, you want the person to have similar visions, and how can you complement one another and say, okay, this is what you're trying to do. Let me come here and step here and help in this area, or you help me in this area. And it sounds like you guys have that. That's the reason why you've been building the way you're building. Right. And it's like, and you know, at the end of the day, and here we go with the preachy stuff, for you know, I'm going to throw it in there, but like we are our husband's helpmate, and that's not a derogatory thing. That's actually, like, I just saw a video and it was saying like, as a woman, as a helpmate, that God is our helper. So we are kind of like that God figure in our husbands' lives, because we are there to help our husbands, right? So help our partner. It's not a bad thing, you know. It's actually an empowering thing, right? Because they can't do it without us. Just saying, you know. Just
They can. I've seen.
They say we're the neck, right? They're the head, but we're the neck. So how is that gonna do its job?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, very similar to Rosie. I feel that I, growing up in with my mom, she was a single mom, and my brother, we never had any guidance from anyone when it came to like home buying, you know, or credit, or any type of, you know, like financial literacy, education. And school, I mean, they don't teach that, right? So for me, it's the being there for the community, helping out my clients, holding them a lot of the times by the hand, you know, and getting them to that, you know, to walking into their house, to their children having their own room, their own backyard. And a lot of them, even, I mean, I'm gonna get at, ya se me pegaron las hormonas.
Passing the mind, girl.
I'm gonna get all hormonal here. Start crying.
Start crying. I mean, like, most of them, they cry, you know, and then they come and they thank me, you know, and and that's when, the same as Jen, right? I'm like, it's not me. It's not me. It's God. You know, He uses me as an instrument, and every morning, that's my prayer. Use me. You know, use me. Put
Exactly.
whoever you want me to help in front of me, and let me. I like to work with purpose. So for me, it's not. I mean, yes, real estate. That's how I bring the. That's what provides the food at my home, right? But for me, it's how am I helping others? Like, how am I helping them transform lives, like transform their lives, their kids' lives? Because now maybe some were not living in such a great area, and maybe their kids needed a better schooling system. So just a way of helping them find a house in an area where now they're going to have extra help at school. Now their lives are going to change. So it's that generational, what do you call that? Like that generational change through breaking the chains. Yes, through being homeowners. So that for me, and I help people sell their houses too and stuff, because of life changes. But mostly, a lot of my clientele, they're first time home buyers that are trying to just change their living situation and do better for their family.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
What about you, Kim?
So for me, because when I was a mom, and I had a friend of mine had suggested, because my son had been hit by a car, that I get some help to help me clean. And my ex-husband is Mexican, and he was A-type with the house, and I'm not A-type with the house. So for me, it was the kids. Like, I loved being with my kids, but he made a statement, and he said, Kim, if somebody comes to the house and the house doesn't look good, it reflects the woman. And that really struck me. And so I did hire someone behind his back for about a year.
Oh my goodness.
But she changed my life. I loved her. She was like family to me, but she allowed me to have that exhale. She allowed me to spend the time with the kids without feeling guilty. I was more attentive to my husband that week because she would come every other week. So what I do, my passion is to give that. In the beginning, it was for women because I'm a woman and I can relate to those feelings. So giving women, because we just talked about being an entrepreneur, we have so many hats, right? And then when you're a mom, that's a lot of hats in itself with our little people, right? And for me, it was just the exhale, the sigh of relief, the serenity that I had to have a clean home, to walk into my home and it was clean. It just made me feel good, right?
Yeah.
And so for me, for women, I want to give them, take the 5 hours, the 3 hours, whatever that is it takes to clean your house. Like when we do it alone, it takes 8 to 10 hours or sometimes 2 days, depending on how big your house is. But if we send a solo cleaner or a team, it's done in less time. You come home after working all day, or you don't have to clean. You can go in the kitchen and cook. That's your love language. You can prep. Right, you can cook and you can prep, and you know what? It's easy to keep up because as it starts to fall apart, when someone else is helping you, someone's there. And I tell men, when I used to be in a BNI group, I remember I said to the guys, hey, listen, happy life, happy wife. And guess what? When she's not doing something labor intense, she's got a lot more energy to spend time with you. You can go on dates, have a date night, do the things that you forgot about before you had the kids, and utilize that cleaning time to do that, right? Even if it's once a month. So for me, it is giving back to women. It's giving back to the community. We also clean people's homes for free that have cancer. So that's how I give back to the community.
I need your information.
Yes, yeah. And so my business is a part of an organization called Cleaning for a Reason. So most franchises are a part of it. So I'm privileged to be a woman-owned solopreneur and be a part of it. So I can always refer any other company in your area, but we diligently service people who are, and it used to be just women, and now it's families. So if children, husband, whatever, we will come in, we will clean, and that keeps us humble. That makes us cry in the car.
Yeah.
My employees love the program, and we also give back to the food bank in St. Jude because those are the things that we like to do. So
I love that.
That's what I love. What about you, Jennifer?
What do I love? Why do I love being an entrepreneur? I guess I was thinking about that this morning because I was like, I'm going to ask that question because I just wanted to hear the response from the ladies here, right? And the viewers, whoever's a viewer, feel free to add your comments and say, this is why I love being an entrepreneur. Why, what is that my question? I already forgot it. I'm like, yeah, right. Why I love being an entrepreneur. I think it's the freedom and the flexibility. right, for me. And I'm just like Rosario. I'm very purpose driven, right? And everything that I do has to be purposeful. I don't like to do things that have no meaning. And even, and not that I don't like to do things, I love to do different things. But when it comes to entrepreneurship, making money, like, it has to have a bigger purpose for it, a greater than me type purpose for me, and I didn't know that I was going to work with women. It was kind of like, Jennifer, you're meant to work with women. I was like, great, thank you. Like, here we go, right? Let's do this. But then I see the reward. And when I see like women, their lives change, and I hear the testimonies, and I'm like, how many times came up and like, I don't want to do this no more, And then all of a sudden, like, forget this. I don't want to throw another retreat. I've done 8 retreats. This is my 8th one this September. And mind you, they're like a lot of work. Like, Kim knows the behind the scenes of what we do and put events together, right? A whole weekend trying to manage 15 to 20 women. It's always crazy, This year's going to be 14 women. But every year is like, I'm done. I don't want to do another one, and then it's like, but then I start hearing the testimonies, and then I start seeing the changes. And I've always told myself, if you at least change one person's life, it's worth it. That is it. If you can change, whether it's through something you said, something you did, someone you brought on board, right? And to me, it's about changing the generations in front. It's not just helping a woman, because for me, when I help a woman, right, I know that I'm not only helping her, I'm helping her household. I'm helping her family. I'm helping future generations to come. And I know the impact that that's going to happen on the community and on society overall. Because collectively, when you help a lot of women, you're going to help their husbands, you're going to help everybody involved. And I know that that's always been the mission, and everything that I've done always is part of it in some way, shape, or form, and sometimes it might not make sense. I'm like, all right, God, why you got me doing this now? But then it turns out it makes sense. You're like, why, God, right? Yeah, not another one, really? Are you sure about this? But then it's like, so then making sure there's a balance and free time. But that to me is what keeps me going. And then I have daughters, right? And I've said this before, like, every decision I make, I always think about, how do my daughters see this? How do women in my community perceive me? How do other people around me, what is my responsibility as a leader? And I think that's what a lot of people don't think about. We have responsibilities as leaders, right, to represent the best of our abilities. So if I know that women are watching me, and let's say, I'm telling you, you could do whatever you want in life and be this and be that and take over the world. Yet I'm struggling in something in my personal life. That makes no sense, right? It's like a hairstylist that trying to do your hair, but her hair is all jacked up. Like, that does not make sense. Yeah, like I would hope you guys can cook great at home, because you're teaching people how to cook. It doesn't make sense. So that's why it's like, this is why I do what I do. I want to always do things, be crafty, be mindful, do it with purpose and passion. And the right people are going to come along for the ride. The right people are going to come along for the ride. And some are going to leave and some are going to come in. And that's just part of how it goes,
Yeah, I think you have to have the heart, have the heart, know what your why, your purpose. And also just to let people know, like, if I did it, you could do it. And it's not going to be easy, because some people think like, oh, they're living it up, or they're doing it. Like, this was a struggle. This was like, there's so many times we prayed, like, God, do you really want us to do this? Because it's like everything you can imagine happened for us not to get this building. Or it's just like, there's a story really quick. When we first bought the building, it was like during the winter, January. My husband's birthday is in January. He always wants to go to Miami every January. So we went, yeah. So we go.
No, I'm September. But you can take me too.
So we're in Miami, and we get a phone call, and they sent us a picture of the building. It looked like an ice castle. So I guess the pipes burst inside this building. The pipes burst while we were out of town. We had just bought it, and everything froze. Like, then our business partner came in and he's like, there's water everywhere. What are we gonna do? We just like put
Wow.
everything into this. Like, how are we gonna get this fixed? And my husband was just like, we got to go back. Like, we have to fix this. And but thankfully, thank God, like everything worked out little by little. But it's taken a lot. I
Wow.
mean, everything we put into this, but it was also like relying on God. Like, if this is for us, like provide, help us.
Right.
You know, so he has, and it just keeps growing. So we're just like, okay, so we can't stop. This is meant for something, so we're gonna continue. And yeah, just and letting people know that it is a struggle, but it's worth it.
Right.
It's worth it. And as long as you believe, have faith, whatever you believe in, it's gonna happen. If it's meant to be, it's gonna happen, and you're gonna see the rewards. So,
You have to
and if
stick
we
with
could
it.
do it, yeah,
Yeah, you have
yeah.
to. I mean, look at that. You guys came back to something that some people might say, oh, forget it, or,
Yeah.
you just have to get through it. And like Jennifer said, when you're in the right space, the right people will come to you too.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
well, I can't even
yeah.
imagine that though.
Yeah, we were like,
Yeah,
Oh,
to imagine like, oh my
right.
God, everything busted in here, and there's like
Yes.
it's an ice castle. I can't even imagine. It's
Uh-uh.
such a beautiful space,
It is
right?
beautiful.
But I think that this was such a great conversation. I thank you so much for
Yes.
having us here and hosting us, and Rosario for coming and sharing her. Yeah, and yeah, you guys cook together. Oh, be done. There you go. So, for those that are watching, I do have a free ebook that I have out. It's called The Unshakable, Faith-Filled, and Purpose-Driven Book, right? How to become an unshakable, faith-filled, purpose-driven woman. So I'm putting that out there because I'm going to be having a free 4-day challenge in the private group. So I want to make sure people are aware of this, right? I'm going to I thought I was going to do it this week, but I'm going to push it to next week. So make sure you guys get the ebook. The link is on here. We're also going to add all the links for Rosie and her husband, and I'm also going to add Rosario's contact information. And of course, you guys know Kimberly Montesinos. Reach out to her if you need cleaning services. But thank you so much, ladies, for being for being on here. Thank you.
Do you want to share about the cohort? I don't know when you're.
Oh my God! See, this is why I
Yes.
love my women, because then I forget.
Because it's definitely life changing, ladies. So
Yeah. So I run. So besides all the million other things that I do, right? I do have a coaching program for women. It's a 12-week coaching program. I've graduated about 50 women from this coaching program. Again, it's a God thing. I didn't know. I was like, "Are you sure about this, God?" And then, it's kind of catapulted into what it is. So I take a woman through a 12-week course where we talk about goals, where we talk about time management, we talk about boundaries. So it's really comprehensive, where it builds off one another, and it's really like putting together like your life plan, right? What do you want to do with your life? How you want this to look? Both entrepreneur and non-entrepreneurs can take advantage of this program because it helps you both in life and in your career. So we have accountability calls, we have training, and then of course, if you need one-on-ones with me, because I am a coach, you can work with me one-on-one. So yeah, I do that as well. So thank you for reminding me about that. So that's going to be June 23rd. I'm launching my next 12-week program. So if anyone wants to join the cohort, let me know. Again, I'm not saying it because I put it together. I'm saying it because these ladies have taken the program and it's changed their lives. I just go based off the testimony been given to me, like, oh, it does work, like, I'm glad it works, right? So yeah, just wanted to share that with you guys. Do you have any final words, Kim?
I just wanted to say thank you to our guests. Thank you for being so amazing. And I just love the coffee chat. This is why I love coffee chat on Mondays. You guys always tune in. We always have amazing guests. But thank you for giving back to the community and putting your heart into it. And
Yeah.
just such a blessing to meet you today.
Yeah, it is. And if anyone wants to be a sponsor for our show, we're going to take this show on the road. Let me know any coffee shops, restaurants, businesses that want us to come in and interview them and bring in a guest as well. Please reach out to me. I'll put my contact information there, and you guys can always let me know, Thank you so much, ladies. God bless you. You're going to make me